I would just like to say this here now, yet again. Fuck the media. It's like, seriously, fuck the media. And a lot of people on the left in this country right now. Because, alright, I am not a right-winger. I am not a Republican. I am a filthy liberal who, with honestly some socialist tendencies. I don't know. Like, honestly, I would actually like to see a bit higher taxes on corporations and rich folks. If nothing else, just closing of loopholes would be nice. Also, Medicare for all, various far left ideas like that. I support. In fact, this last election, honestly, I couldn't bring myself to vote for Hillary, so I voted for Jill Stein. Because, fuck it, go big or go home. Like, why not? But now I find myself more and more having to actually come to the defense of right-wingers. People I do not agree with. People I do not like, do not agree with their positions. I in some cases think they're morons. But in these certain circumstances, like, they're not wrong. For example, that shit from last week where Trump actually came out and said about the whole thing in Charlottesville that there's violence going on both the right and the far right and the far left. And was like, oh my god, how dare you? There aren't two sides to this. There's just white supremacy. In fact, let's see if I can find the tweet. I'll put it up here. Mitt Romney posted this. Which, personally, I'm just going to go ahead and take to mean that he's referring to ANTIFA, who are communists, which also now means that the, Mr. Plastic Fantastic Republican here, straight-laced Republican, is a pinko. But moving on. Now, I want to say this. That so far, there's definitely some violence on both sides. Like, for instance, the woman who was killed in Charlottesville. That was a tragedy. That was stupid. A stupid, senseless act that should never have taken place. As was the attempted murder of the fucking Republicans at the baseball practice. Of course, honestly, if the guy was a right-winger, he probably would have been able to shoot straighter, so it's a blessing in disguise, I suppose. But there is, in fact, violence going and bad things happening on both sides. For example, honestly, I'm just going to throw this one in here because it's not really big enough to make a whole video. I wish I could, but this instance here. This one was just kind of funny, honestly. How Antifa and supposing BLM was probably in there somewhere, various left-leaning protesters decided to vandalize and tear down another one of these evil Confederate statues, failing to do so, and also not bothering to do a quick little Google search to realize that statue was actually a peace statue. That was put there like sometime early in the 1900s to be like, hey, let's put down our guns, let's stop with the hate, let's kind of come back together, peace and unity kind of thing, that shit. That's what that statue was for. It wasn't glorifying slavery. No, it was like an angel and a Confederate soldier, and the angel sort of kind of motioning for him to, lay down his weapons, lay down his rifle, and make peace. That was not really violence, but it's kind of funny. Seriously, Antifa folks, I realize that Google search is a tool of the capitalist oppressors, but you might want to make an exception this time just to kind of find out what it is that you're trying to tear down. But moving on to the more concerning portions of it, we have now This group here.
We are a response to a rise in politically motivated violence and intimidation against vulnerable communities.
But with guns.
Right, yeah, with guns.
Called Redneck Revolt, a group of, again, Antifa communists who are basically taking their standard bullshit and replacing patriarchy with white supremacy. Seriously, it's like this. It's a beautiful, like, nice little twist of things where now white people can be both the oppressors and the oppressed at the same time because of white supremacy. Because white supremacy is no longer like people just being racist bigots. It's like the patriarchy. It's a thing. This is this amorphous, this ethereal, whatever, like, spirit of hatred that's kind of like a tool of the oppressors to oppress the middle white folks, who then turn around and oppress the people of other colors. I mean, it's very, very nice little bit of bullshit. But they're essentially, yeah, they're it's the standard, Antifa-esque style, hard left, communist, anarchist, anarcho-communist, that's a thing, evidently, messaging. They're just very careful to remove terms like communism, and they replace, like, bourgeoisie with boss. But you're reading it, their shit, they want to say bourgeoisie. Come on, just say it once. You want to, it'll make you feel better. But aside from that, the only other difference that they really have, other than to differentiate them from anyone else, is the fact that they, in a very ham-fisted way, tack on, "Oh, we support guns," to their rhetoric. That's it. That's also the dangerous part of it, because honestly, guns. Are you shitting me? Like, there's a reason that you're not allowed to carry guns in, say, a bar. Because the government long ago realized that it's a bad idea to have large groups of stupid people in a confined space heavily armed. So that's basically what these people are wanting to do. They want to arm themselves to protect from the fascists and go to marches and go to demonstrations packing heat. That is a bad idea. Because if you bring guns, they will bring guns. Alright, that's the way this works. It's an escalation. And at some point, someone's going to end up getting shot. And yeah, that's not good. Alright, because honestly, I've seen the video of these people going out and shooting. That's fucking sad. So if they end up actually going to a protest and shooting, trying to put down the fascist scum, they're probably going to miss and end up hitting some 13-year-old that some dumbass decided to bring to the rally, knowing that there's probably going to be violence. Oh, let's make this a family affair. Anyway, all around bad idea. All around, if anything, if it goes anywhere, it's just going to encourage violence. Not to mention, they have this beautiful little slogan that they like to say at least this march. It's like, fuck the KKK. Okay, I can get behind that. Fuck the police. Oh, that's right, you're communists. You want to tear down the horrific capitalist system and implement your Marxist utopia. But anyway, moving on. The key point, the one that just came up, literally I was about to put the wraps on a video and then this shit hit the fan. A Texas man charged with trying to bomb a Confederate statue in Houston. Shit you not. Alright, this hit like literally 10 minutes ago. Federal authorities say Monday that a Houston man was charged with attempting to bomb a statue at the city honoring a Confederate military figure. I forget who it was. It's some like a local businessman who got put in charge of a unit or something. Anyway, the important portion is still here. The charges filed Sunday and made public Monday come as officials across the country have grappled with how to handle their Confederate monuments. It's an issue that has taken on newfound urgency since violence erupted in Charlottesville this month. Authorities say Andrew Nick, 25, was found by a Houston park ranger late Saturday night with materials capable of creating a viable explosive device. An attorney for, said the same man had also been convicted in an earlier explosives case. According to the FBI affidavit, this guy was spotted just after 11 p.m. Saturday, kneeling in front of the General Dowling Monument. There you go. That's who he is. A marble statue honoring Richard Dowling, who served as a military leader and then a recruiter for the Confederacy. This guy, I still can't pronounce his last name, Schneck or something like that, I don't know, was holding two small boxes when approached, including a timer and wires. An FBI special agent wrote in the affidavit, which prompted the park ranger to contact the Houston Police Department, which notified its bomb squad. The park ranger said that this guy admitted to wanting to do harm to the Dowling statue because he did not, quote unquote, like that guy. At one point, the guy took a clear plastic bottle appearing to be full of a clear liquid from one of the boxes, FBI agent Patricia Hutchinson wrote. The guy then proceeded to drink from the bottle, then immediately spit the liquid out on the ground next to him, and proceeded to pour the contents of the bottle on the ground next to him. The Houston Police Bomb Squad eventually determined that the clear liquid was nitroglycerin. The box also contained HMTD, or hexamethylene triperoxide diamine. Let's see if I can figure out how to put text on the screen here to... anyway. Another explosive, along with wires, battery, timer, switches, and a homemade detonator. Nitroglycerin.
This is not the way you transport nitro!
So this wasn't just like some dude that strapped like a little pipe bomb with some gunpowder in it or something together, and it was gonna go and scuff up the stonework on this thing. Is going out there with fucking homemade nitro to plant essentially an IED in the middle of an American city. No, scratch that. In the middle of a park to blow up this statue. To blow it up. Like, are you fucking kidding me? There's no violent tendencies coming from the left. There are, alright? And this is an issue that needs to be like this extremely partisan bullshit that we're dealing with right now in this country that is doing much more harm than good, is that we need to get rid of these. We need to admit that we have this problem and deal with these extremists from both sides. Okay? Extremism is not cool because it is usually driven, if nothing else, it's usually driven by ignorance and or ideologies that are not reasonable, that are not open for debate, that are not open for question or for discussion, and thereby make them incompatible with the way we do things in this country. And again, not to mention the aforementioned, like the other annoying pain in the ass fact of all this is that it's making me do videos defending Donald fucking Trump, the freaking baboon with a wig, the orange ape with a toupee, and I have to come on and say, yeah, he was actually right. Unfucking-believable. Like, really, go fuck yourself. Fucking media, politicians are like, oh my god, no, how dare you say anything else? No, this was Nazis, and they're the ones. No, there are fucking extremist asswipes on both sides that are stirring up shit, and they need to be dealt with, and we need to get on with our business, actually discussing things, actually working through problems and issues, and working together to actually make life a little bit better in this country. And yeah, that's really all I have for this particular video. Leave a like, leave a dislike, whatever. Leave a comment. I'd like to know your opinions on this matter, as far as, you know, statue removal via improvised explosives, and anything else, you know, like the friggin' peace statue. Seriously, Google that shit. Really, fucking commies. Anyway, where was I? Okay, yeah. Also to subscribe right there. Hit that button. What would it, if it's not right here, it's over here. One of the two. I don't know. Red button. Click it. It's awesome. You'll thank me. And I will see you next time. Also, to pertinent links in the description, along with all my social media crap, Twitter, Minds, Gab, IO, AO, IE, IA. I don't know. It's in the description. And I'll see you next time. Bye.